But something came to me during this show, and it has everything to do with Cole Cusimano's very first interview for the Freak Nation. And it was with Brenden Butterbean Queen. And Cole was nervous. I told you did a good job, man. I know you were nervous, and we had the PR guy with ARCA series holding the camera for you, and it was odd for you. I get it, but in about 15 seconds, tell me what you thought of Butterbean.
He's an incredible.
I'm sorry, I need to set this up. My bad. ARCA series winner from Daytona. Yes, right. Butterbean is his name, and Butterbean was running for the win at Phoenix. I'll get to that in a moment. Sorry, Cole, go ahead.
And he probably should have gotten the win before he got moved out of the way by Brent Cruz on the final lap. He is an incredible talent. I'll be honest, I don't have as much knowledge as a lot of people do that have their hands in the grassroots racing scene out there in North Carolina and such.
I don't care about his freaking talent.
He's incredible.
Cole.
No, he's great. He's awesome. He's a guy's guy. He's a genuine racer. And
yes, he's a guy's guy.
Yeah, exactly. He's awesome.
Brent Cruz is not a guy's guy. Connor Zilich is not a guy's guy. William Byron is not a guy's guy. They're not. What? They're not.
I mean,
who are you going to sit down and have a beer with? You're going to sit down with a dude named Brent or Butterbean with a freaking mullet.
Exactly. He's talking about going to Waffle House and doing all these fun things. Like, come on, Butterbean.
Yeah. I mean, you freaking nailed it. That was my whole point. The majority of people who watch racing would rather sit down with Butterbean than freaking Brent Cruz running for Joe Gibbs Racing that won the race, the ARCA race Friday night, who took Butterbean out. Butterbean was going for the win. Then a caution came out, and the rules with the ARCA series, you got to run one more lap. No, Butterbean should have won that race. Brent Cruz took him out the last lap, last turn to get that win. And I thought to myself, why? Why couldn't NASCAR pull something here to let Butterbean get his second win of the year? That personality. I'm sorry, Richie, I didn't give you a heads up on this because it just kind of came to me because we could be throwing up pictures of him right now. Butterbean is the epitome of racing. Grassroots, running up through ARCA, trying to get his way into the corp. That's the problem. Give me a four-shot, Richie. That's the problem. There are owners in the Xfinity series. I damn well know this. I don't know it for a fact. And the Cup series that are scared to bring in a dude like Butterbean. Butterbean kept his calm after that race Friday night. You were standing there, Cole. You were standing right next to him. Butterbean had every reason to go over there and put a beat down on Brent Cruz as soon as that race happened or finished. Had every reason. He doored him right out of turn 4. Butterbean had every reason to win that race. And NASCAR could have pulled the trigger some form or fashion to get him another win. But it scares freaking team owners to have a guy in there with a mullet, has that accent, isn't as clean cut, kind of looks disheveled.
There he is. If you're watching us on YouTube and Map TV, look at him. Look at that guy. Badass.
Not just the 3, but the 03.
Cole, you stole the phrase right out of my mouth. He's just he's a guy's guy, right?
Absolutely. No, he is the man. If you have not seen Butterbean race or been to, I guess, a Waffle House where he's frequenting following a win, you got to get on that because he is, like you said, the epitome of a racer. Cole Cusimano with SpeedFreaks here with Brenden Butterbean Queen, the king here at Daytona. You go from tearing up racing late models now to being a winner here in stock cars racing ARCA. What are you feeling right now?
I'm just processing it. I can't believe it. I mean, this is a dream. I don't care what kind of race car driver you are. Winning at Daytona is a dream, and there's a short list of people that get to experience it, and I'm just so thankful that we're one of them now. They can't take it away.
You're able to get this win, hold off the young hotshot and William Sawalich, as well as 4-time Indy 500 champion Elio Castroneves. What was that like?
You know, I knew Helio being my teammate was big help, but just Derek Nealon did so good up top, just making me listen to him and work the lines, and I learned so much. This is a learning year for me, going to places I ain't never been, and I just feel so blessed to be in this position and be surrounded by great partners and people in my corner, and it's just a big deal, and this is a good way to start it.
Tires are a big deal at super speedways. Damp conditions, humidity here. How have those general tires hold up for you today?
Great. Had no issues all day long. I slid them a little bit when we came to a red flag, no flat spot, and they held in all night long and even held through the burnout. I got to do a little work on that, but that's first of hopefully many.
You mentioned to your team you didn't know what to do after you got the win. What are you going to do tonight after getting this big victory at Daytona?
Well, we're known for going to the Waffle House, so I'm sure we're going to end up there, but because of Chili's sponsor, it might end up at the Chili's too. It might be a 2-for-1 night.
Big chips and salsa, right?
Chips and salsa and waffles and chocolate milk.
So it was disappointing to see him lose that race. I like Butterbean. Again, it might have been his first big-time interview on a big-ass radio show, TV show, YouTube with Cole Cusimano and Butterbean. That has freaking Odd Couple all over it. Cole and Butterbean.
Let's do it. Let's spin it.
More what Waffle House waffles?
Yeah.
Ooh.
There you
up
go.
for that, Cole?
There's a video right
I'm in.
Maybe that's what we do, because General Tire, major partners of ours, it's the official tire of the ARCA series. Maybe that's what we do, Cusimano, Crasher, Richard C., is the next ARCA race that we attend,
Okay.
we either get in there early, but we set it up where we go Waffle Housing with Butterbean.
I'm game.
Have we seen?
Say less, as the kids say nowadays. Say less. I'm in.
Say less. Oh, I love it.
And we had Brent Cruz. We interviewed Brent Cruz Friday night there at the Media Center. We'll put it up at Official SpeedFreaks on YouTube in a little bit. But Brent Cruz is a damn good driver.
Yes.
But my God, NASCAR has even admitted that they just need more personalities in this. And those type of personalities create division. If Butterbean takes out a Joey Logano or Kyle Larson, Joey Logano, they would love it if they took out Joey Logano. But if he takes out a William Byron or a Kyle Larson, the boos and the yes that will rain down on Butterbean. Imagine saying Butterbean wins Phoenix. Butterbean wins Talladega in a cup car. Sounds better than William. Boring. With another win.
Oh.
I'm proud of you for
Butterbean's a
saying
folk hero.
Byron.
What's that?
No, I said Butterbean's like the NASCAR folk hero.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he needs. He's the type of guy that you make like movies and TV shows, right?
Yeah. And again, the first time I heard them talking about his name on that ARCA race at Daytona, I thought, no, it's not the original Butterbean. What the hell's going on? I mean, Cole, you were questioned about your uncle about Butterbean when you were interviewing him, right? The OG Butterbean boxer?
Yeah, that's right. My uncle brought it up because he saw the interview on Facebook, and I had no idea who he was. And it's funny because I was in the media center watching the ARCA race, obviously, here in Phoenix, and they had like a little side-by-side comparison of like Butterbean the driver stats and Butterbean the boxer stats, as if they were going head-to-head as like heavyweights. It was amazing. So I got a little history lesson in the media center here this weekend on both Butterbeans.
Ah, there you go.
That's badass. So they actually took some time out to give ARCA some love. FS1 is where they air the races, right?
They did. Yeah.
This weekend, yes. Mhm.
That is badass. So there's 7 or 8 minutes. Instead of talking about freaking tires, Freak Nation, we talk about Butterbean and how we need more
Oh,
Butterbean.
we still talk tires. General Tire got some love in
Yeah,
there.
they did.
Yeah, it's all good.
We just need more Butterbeans, my friend. We
More
really do.
bullets. More Butterbeans.
Put it out there, Richie. A poll. More
I got it.
Butterbeans or Byrons?
I got a fever, and the only prescription is more Butterbean.
Yes.
Can you not go, I got a fever?
I got a fever.
There you go. Freak Nation, speaking of fever, willpower and no, let me back up a second. It was as if Elvis entered the building for older folks when Clancy Brown entered our studio at the media center for Cole Cusimano. And it was Crasher.
Mm-hmm.
It was watching. You can talk if you want to. Cole and Cody, two younger dudes that were in there. What about you, Richie? Same thing? Were you?
A little bit. Not as much as the other two, but yeah.
Mr. Krabs.
Mr. Krabs, Kurt Caldwell from Dexter. It's a big one for myself and Cody. It was surreal, man. I don't get starstruck a lot, but like someone like Clancy, he's timeless. He's a legend.
Yeah. Shawshank Redemption. We can go through so many movies this dude was in.
Highlander.
Yeah. He will join us next hour along with Luke Cook. They have a new show on the C-Dub called Good Cop, Bad Cop. And we spent a good 10 minutes with them. And they flip us off. I mean, they go willpower, bam. And it is because Luke Cook is from Australia. And anyway, you want to stick around from that. Coming up, we'll hear more from Christopher Bell, Luke Cook, and Clancy Brown. Also, Brad Sweet running for another high limit championship. Coming up next, SpeedFreaks Pits and the Lucas Oil Studios.